threats. Some people are. Brazil is one of those tracks as well. There could be a lot of collisions, a lot of chaos. So if you can keep it clean, have a good first couple of laps, then you'll be right in the mix. So I'll have a look quickly have a look at Race Director for last time. A lot more medium runners as there was before. Maybe because not sure said shed medium hard runners medium hard was the play. Maybe. Still. Mike P I think is the highest soft runner. I mean if you're on the softs you need to gain a lot of ground early on. As the lights are still there. Still there. Waiting. And off they go. 17 cars. Excuse me. 17 cars. As there is, Kelston is off. The McLaren and the McLaren Escorta both just sat there, collided with each other, locked on. As it looks like it's pretty clean elsewhere. There's just one there's one train still. There's one train. And then there's a couple of drivers at the back. But Basic Beetle just about in the DRS. Kelston's not the start that he wanted. Other than that, it looks pretty clean. Reese Max gets the move. And he could find himself out of the DRS here. Obviously, no DRS for the first lap, but wants to be close enough. Daniel and Speedy, great start from them. Kept out of danger. Blitz Hyper has Brewdog up his rear. Daniel and Speedy could work together here and almost guarantee a P1 and P2. There's a big gap now from 11th to 12th. But the gap is now brewing ahead of Brewdog. As Scorter's in the pits. And this is incredible battling. As Blitz Hyper forces TXT off the track. And now I'm going to resort to this camera. Brewdog is out of the DRS of Daniel. Those front two could dip. Invictus up to 8th. What did I say? It's not even lap 3. He's up to 8th, ladies and gentlemen. Invictus. He's going to try and get past Mike P as soon as possible, getting this train up ahead. Ashton's dropped a couple of positions. As I'll get some more stuff up. Score's now on the hards. He didn't start on the hards. There's not really actually that many soft runners. But Speedy and Daniel. P1, P2. Daniel shouldn't go for the move there. Should just work together, and they do. TXT with Blitz Hyper up his inside still, and he lets TXT keep the position. Invictus is past Mike, and he's going to chase down. He's got no ERS left. He's chasing down the pack ahead. Basic Beetle and Kelston battling hard. Basic Beetle uses that ERS to stay ahead, and he's going to chase down Ice One. And maybe to those two's advantage, there's a little bit of battling going on in this midfield. Reese Max, Stupid Flanders, and CSR Wolf. Will Ice One be able to get in the DRS? We'll have to see. Flanders sits there nicely. All pretty clean. As the gap is 2 seconds from Brewdog ahead. Speedy seems to have the pace more than Daniel, but obviously Daniel's got that DRS. Will he go for the move? Take the lead of the race. The pack's splitting heavily. Daniel, he's got the DRS. Does he go down the inside? No, he doesn't. Hangs off. Probably the smart play. TXT into third. Pack behind, battling. Raiden takes too much to the curb. There's no track limits warning so far, but you know, there's going to be one straight away as soon as I've said that. Invictus in P7. He's now in the train. Never doubt Invictus. Up in P7, the Aston Martin driver. As Flanders gets Reese Max. The Alpine. Reese Max now gets a penalty. What did I say? The two soft drivers need to make some more gains, really. we have a look at positions gained, Flanders has gained a lot. Reese Max not so much. As Reese Max, CSR Wolf maybe going for the move on. Reese Max not quite, sitting behind still. You have a look a little bit further back. And Kelston quite close to Basic Beetle. The Sauber's not having the best race. And it is Yellow's Scortus in the wall. You'd imagine this is his race over. Still, there's only a 2-second gap from Speedy to Speedy and Daniel. Daniel now takes the lead of the race. Invictus up 10 positions, Flanders up 7 are the main winners. Caution. Ashton is off. And the other Sauber, Basic Beetle, gets overtaken by Kelston, who had an awful start. Having a collision with someone, must have been. As is that Scorter, almost a lap down already. He is praying for a safety car. Doesn't come the next few laps. As someone's off, I think it's Scorter. But now, TXT, how has this happened? Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. TXT maybe... Oh, as my thing is messed up. Hopefully the audio's still here. I need to check. What did Bob Zilla miss? He missed a lot. As virtual safety car still there. People are pitting. People are pitting 36 laps. It's going to be very difficult to go on the hards for 30 laps. A lot of drivers going on to the hards. I mean, I'm all for this strategy. 30 laps is ridiculous, though. Surely not. Invictus, drive through for Mike P. Devastating. Devastating for Williams reserve. But as we get off and racing again, TXT has joined that front pack. Great little VSC. He must have... Was he there before the VSC? I'm not too sure. But he's now away from Blitz Hyper. As Flanders side by side with Mike, who pulls out. Mike doesn't really want to get in any more, much more chaos. Reese Max tries to go down the inside. And he's clipped. Mike, not much Mike could do there. Reese Max looked to just sneak his nose in and it didn't work. And now Ice One's out. Flanders gets 10 seconds of speed in the pit lane. Is that a safety car? I don't know, but awful for Flanders. As he's probably feeling the softs already going. A lot of chaos is happening already. A lot of drivers pitting. CSR Wolf, maybe it's wing damage. What is going on? What? Mike P had a drive-through. What does CSR Wolf have? Maybe he had a drive-through as well. I'm so confused. Scorter's so far down the order. Shame, I think it might be his debut in Tier 5. Blitz has now got Braden up behind him. We've got to remember drivers like Brewdog and Invictus pit in terms of those drivers fighting for the title. As Daniel and Speedy battling, almost clipped the back of the Ferrari driver. But TXT has done ever so well to just sneak into that battle for the lead. And if they work together, they can get a nice sizable lead when they pit onto the hards. Because you'd expect the mediums to be quicker than the new fresh hards, surely. Mike P. Scorter just about now gets the overtake on the dead Ice One. As we look from bird's eye view here, CSR Wolf's going to go for it. He is not Reese Max. It's another 3-second penalty. Ashton Army, it's a 3-second penalty now. TXT, that within DRS. Those three will keep going on ahead. Blitz Hyper will bring Braden with him. I still think that I love going on the hards, but early, but that's too early. As Braden gets the move done on Blitz. No need to go side by side either. Penalty, 6 seconds for Reese. Basically, Beetle side by side with Reese. He gets the move done. Into 6th. As Reese is not letting this position go. Comes across. And he gets the position back. I think Mike P has lost a couple of positions there from the straight. I mean, this is ridiculously, this field is ridiculously spread, I've got to say. Obviously, partly due to the fact there's a lot of strategies going on here. But right now, these medium runners working nicely together. Braden and Blitz could be DRS swapping nicely as well. And the gap to Reese Max is only increasing. As Basic Beetle's almost at the DRS, but will manage to stay in it. And that is the swap again. Daniel leads the race still. Over a quarter of the way in. Over a third of the way in. Oh, we're not. Over a quarter of the way in. These drivers still very close at the front. Reese Max and Stupid Flanders still on the softs. CSR Wolf gets a penalty now. Sorry, I did check just now, but I'll check again. 10 seconds for Flanders, 3 seconds for the rest, and then 6 for Reese. Reese Max keeps losing time. Those drivers up ahead, these softs are going to be feeling it now, and now he's got Basic Beetle behind him. He looks to maybe go for the move. As we see it, the first... Oh! Speedy's round! TXT is off the track. Maybe he's letting Speedy go back ahead. You'd think that's what's happening. Sportsmanship. You've got to give it to TXT. Letting Speedy go back ahead. But that does mean that Daniel's in a great position. We only saw a bit of it. But now Daniel... I mean, that is killed. Obviously, that's physically killed Speedy, but TXT waiting as well. Does mean they're a little bit off the front now. And it's really Daniel or Invictus and Brewdog who could be working together here on the hards. Still, I think it's way too early to pit for the hards. They save time at the start, but still. As what is this camera? What the hell is this? Oh, I can do this. Nice. Oh no, that's not doing anything. That's just changing. That's basically Beetle and Reese Max swap positions again. You'd expect Reese Max to try and get the position back as he's burning again. Doing this every every lap. There's basically Beetle. Squeeze him out a little bit there. Good defending it looks to be. Reese really trying to get ahead. Is he going to send up the inside? Hopefully not, and he doesn't. These two could be met with the hard runners very, very soon. So we see that gap's now 11 seconds to these drivers at the front. We're all in a little train behind Blitz, who is 6 seconds behind Daniel. I mean, he's going to be licking his lips. He is going to be absolutely licking his lips. If the strategy pays off for Daniel, that's surely P1. It's going to be between... Oh, caution. Alpine. Is it Flanders? It is Flanders. Why is this stupid bloody... I don't want this. What is this? There we go, that's better. Punishes in the pits, off the mediums. Might see a couple more medium runners going off now. And this is a battle and a half. Invictus, right next to Basic Beetle, just about gets enough room. And on those newer hards, you expect both Brewdog and Invictus to go through. Invictus can help his teammate here, Reese. If they could just leave Beetle. Expect it won't happen. Reese could defend this move. Should we expect as Invictus sees his time to pounce. And actually Reese could help his teammate. As now Blitz is in the pits. Doesn't speed. Good lad. Good lad. Just hoping for the undercut. Reese does give... He's trying to now defend the move from Brewdog. Invictus has no DRS. As Basic Beetle pits, Reese Max still is ahead of Brewdog. This could be great defending from the Aston Martin. He'll be using all the ERS he can as Invictus just gets further and further away. You say that, but he's still got DRS going in the favour of the cars behind us. Brewdog hits the back of Reese. And then Brewdog, Leon wasn't the one that pits, but Brewdog comes off of Leon. And that is now P9 for Brewdog. Awful sector for the Red Bull driver. Who pit then? Who bloody pit? Let's have a look. Ah, never mind. Speedy has got the gap down to Daniel. Now just under 5 is Braden now pits. Where's Blitz Hyper come out? It's a real question. On newer hards, probably ones that are going to last the race nicely. Just behind Basic Beetle. He's going to look to get the move done on Reese Max, who goes into the pits. He gets a 10 seconds for speeding. Braden's coming out. Basically, just going to look to try and stay in the DRS of Blitz for as long as possible. I know probably that's just going to be this straight. But still, any time you can gain on Reese, the better. But Reese has now got 60 seconds of penalties. TXT just behind Speedy, who is now over 5 seconds away behind Daniel. Invictus, 9 lap old hards. In race of his own right now. Ashton Army gets ahead of Reese. There's Flanders behind. Flanders on 14 lap old softs, by the way. As Reese looks to go past Ashton. Is Daniel! 10 seconds for Speedy in the pits. Massive, massive news for Invictus, for TXT, for Speedy, for Brewdog, for Braden, for Blitz, if I haven't already said his name. Wow! Daniel, the 10 seconds. He's now basically in the pits. He doesn't get a 10 seconds off the mediums. So yeah, there's like a 3-4 lap window where you want to put off those mediums. Now Invictus just behind Daniel, who does have, I mean the strategy worked, as a lot of people have pit, I think. I think that is Beetle coming out. Sandwiched between I say sandwich. Got a little gap. 3-second gap. So we got up to Braden. There's a little gap forming here. Well, there's gaps there. As TXT and Speedy. Speedy's going to slot behind TXT. These two should really work together for the rest of the race. These mediums are going to be feeling it now. You'd feel like they maybe have overdone it a little bit, or they need to pit very soon. Daniel with the 10 seconds. Obviously, he could get it removed. That's a possibility. Those hards need to last the end for a lot of these drivers. I'm not sure saying Kelson could actually make up a lot of positions if he keeps this up. He is in P8, to be fair. He's made up a lot of positions. But those hards are going to need to last. And there's some drivers behind like Reese Max, Basic Beetle and Punisher. Who could maybe track him down, but he does have a little lead to his teammate CSR Wolf. Daniel obviously decreasing that time to Speedy and TXT. Maybe it's time for pit. But if TXT doesn't pit, then you wouldn't say Speedy's going to pit. And they both stay out. As Invictus is out of DRS here, I think. Daniel's got the run on him. It's going to be huge for Daniel, really, to make sure he doesn't keep carrying Invictus through. That 10 seconds has killed Daniel completely. You'd say surely. I mean, the strategy worked to a T. The extreme undercut didn't work. As there is, I think that's Scorter. Scorter's off. Coming back on. The strategy from Daniel worked, but the 10 seconds killed him. Really has. Invictus is going to be really feeling this. You expect Blitz and Braden, and mainly Blitz and Braden, to close him down. Now Scorter's in the pits. What are the hards? Upper limit. What do you mean by upper limit? That's pretty poor, compared to not knowing. As Speedy goes into the pits, but TXT doesn't. Don't speed, don't speed. Good. Interesting. As Bliss is off. Contact with Braden, perhaps. Maybe it was his own doing. Blitz, who looked to be in a great position, maybe not for the race win, but to be very much in that top 3, as someone else is off as well. Probably Scorcher again. Speedy, where's he going to come out? On those new sets of hards. Just about behind Brewdog on the 13 lap hold. I mean, really, the strategy, the early pit was not the move for the likes of Brewdog, Invictus, Kelston and Ashton. TXT gets a penalty. It's not quite the 10 seconds that Daniel's got, but still 3 seconds is going to be quite important when it comes to when Speedy comes back round. If we go to the gap to the lead, I'm not sure how long. Pardon me. I'm not sure how long the pits are, but now Speedy's up past Brewdog. As TXT now pits, our performance falls off. I don't know, because the hard should still be quick, or not quick, but they should still be stable for a lot of the race. But 16 more laps when they're already 14 lap holds. This is going to be very difficult. But where will TXT come out? He's out, but it looks like Speedy's going to be miles ahead. Miles probably not the right word. No. But what is interesting... Oh, I'll go off leader now, that's confusing me. Is that TXT is now behind Brewdog. The 1 lap hold. The 1 lap difference is not going to really make much difference at all for TXT to really gain on Speedy. But what Speedy needs to do is get out of the DRS before this straight, or get in the DRS of Braden. If he's got that little buffer to TXT, that's all that matters, isn't it? TXT with a penalty. They could last 30. But they're going to be slow. They're going to be very slow at the end of this. Score with fast lappers. Someone's off. Someone's struggling. Two Salvers in DRS with Punisher behind. Brewdog's now in the pits, off the hards. Interesting from Brewdog. I don't feel it was the right play to start with, but now he's onto the mediums. Maybe he was scared of getting the puncture. We go further forward. TXT is past, obviously Brewdog who's just pit. Maybe the two-stop might work for Brewdog more than the elderly hards would. CSR will still yet to pit. Maybe he goes on to the softs. Speedy trying to get past Braden, who's not actually on that much older hard tyres, but you still expect Speedy to have that pace on him. Invictus 5 seconds off of Daniel. Do you know what? Go to 3 seconds. Speedy gets Braden. This could be really a battle between Speedy and Daniel. Because Invictus is just slowly losing all sorts of time. As someone's off, is it Scorter? Scorter is really struggling. I mean, props to him for not, props to him for not leaving yet, DNFing, because there's still one more driver, then one more driver DNF, and he's in the points. So Wolf now pits off the hards. Now going to be on the mediums. Strategy, you wouldn't say worked too well. I mean, he should be able to get some of these drivers on the slower compounds. Blitz gets the 3 seconds. You feel like his race push has ended. Braden just out of the DRS of Speedy. TXT's now in it. The Haas is still doing it ever so well. Yeah, Bob's going to say close to be puncture. Yeah, maybe Brewdog just doesn't want to take that risk. I mean, he's still P9 with now fresh mediums. It's not all doom and gloom for him. If we go to leader, because someone's off. Ah, it's Scorter. Scorter, man. God's sake. Flanders is really struggling as well. If we have a look, Brewdog, I mean, 6 could still be on for him. Speedy in the ERS. Ash is now in the pits off of those 16-year-old hards. Maybe he doesn't want to get the puncture. Speedy. Is he going to go for the move? Someone's off. Still, Scorter. Ash is in the pits. He's going to come out ahead of Flanders on those mediums. As Speedy looking surely to go into P2 of this race. Invictus really might struggle to get ahead of Daniel. As Daniel's, although he does have the 10 seconds. So that call is really annoying. Daniel's got that 10 seconds, but he is slowly going to gain on Invictus being on 10 lap softer tyres. This is going to be where the Speedy surely. This should be his to win. Speedy's to lose, ladies and gentlemen. Speedy's to lose. Invictus is going to stay with the DRS as long as possible. TXT just outside. Braden just outside of that as well. Big race for the Hasses. Yeah, not sure. Curious about how bad performance suffered. I mean, in a track like Brazil as well, it's quite technical. 10 seconds spin in the pit for Scorter. That's his fight for first off, unfortunately. Scorter out of the race for first place. Gonna have to settle for lower points. as Invictus just out of DRS. TXT almost in it. But I think it was crucial that TXT found himself, there's a car between TXT and Speedy, so Speedy's able to get away from TXT. And obviously with the penalty from TXT, that's killed him a little bit. Kelston last. Surely that's a track limits. Reese Max could struggle on those mediums. 9 more laps. I mean, they'll last, but they'll already be a little bit tiresome. And that is basically built with 3 seconds. TXT up the rear of Invictus. TXT will want to launch past Invictus and be ahead of him for good. As he takes the move, takes the position into P3, but now Invictus has got the DRS. He does. Invictus got the DRS back, and he should fancy himself against TXT, considering TXT's got 3-second pen. 10 laps to go. All to play for. Braden could try and get in the DRS, but obviously the 2 DRS sections here, they've had a little bit more than Braden's in it, but TXT looking to get the move right back on Invictus. A little bit of DRS swapping won't do Invictus any harm. He's just going to be slower than the rest. It's going to be difficult for Blitz Hyper to really get Kelston here, because those 12-lap-old hards, not going to gain that much on the 20-lap-old hards. It's just whether Kelston can just keep it clean. And also with the penalty for Blitz as well. Brewdog should be able to get Blitz, you'd imagine. Especially with that penalty. Reese Max is going to feel that, but Beetle is too far behind really to get Reese Max. Mike P on this 10-lap-old medium, 10-lap-old hards. They'll last, and he's within the... He's within. Oh my god, I'm forgetting about Reese Max's 16 seconds of penalties. Or maybe that means that a lot of, well, Basic Beetle and Mike can make up quite a few positions here. We go back to tyre. Speedy within 6 seconds. All he needs to do is keep it clean, and he's won. TXT 2.4 seconds behind. Still, no one's really in DRS apart from these 2 right behind. Basic Beetle. Punisher goes for the move. Mike's just behind. Basic Beetle will slot in to P11. Or will he? Side by side. Beetle keeps the inside line, but it's still side by side. No ERS left for Punisher. As is it going to be 3 wide? As Beetle manages to be the driver that keeps the position. Keeps P10. Mike into P11 now. Punisher with the 3 seconds. That's going to be big. 9 seconds now for Punisher. Scored 3 seconds as well. As we go up the order. Braden's so close to getting the DRS of Invictus. Scored 10 seconds for speed in the pit lane. Only DNFs. Caution. Braden just about, but we'll stick with this action here. CSR Wolf's now involved. Beetle, you'd expect, is going to lose his position to Mike P, who has no penalties. Just needs to be clean. Beetle accepts the loss of the position, but now he's got 2 drivers up his rear. Will he get bummed? We are not sure. But Punisher and at CSR Wolf, as they just look to go in a nice uniform line. CSR Wolf, you expect to be the quickest here. Don't go for a dive bomb. Don't go for a dive bomb. As Punisher's been left a little bit. 15-lap-old hards are going to be struggling. CSR Wolf, as I said, you expect to be the quickest as he goes off track there a little bit. Mike P Seems to be the quickest of these, maybe. And I've literally just said it would be CSR Wolf, but Beetle will look to just keep the DRS on Mike P. CSR Wolf goes down the inside of Beetle. Both got DRS, but really, Mike's got no ERS. As these three right next to each other now. Punisher down the inside. As that is Punisher round. Just about. I think he got clipped by CSR Wolf. He had the most penalties anyway, but it's not the way. He could. Nah, it's not going to lose position to Ashton. But now, basically Beetle is at the DRS of CSR Wolf. He's at the DRS of Mike P. That's going to be interesting. If you have a look towards the front again, 6 laps to go. Daniel, 5 seconds, under 5 seconds ahead of Speedy, but it doesn't matter, he's got that 10 seconds. Speedy, I mean, TXT is still behind Speedy, so if Speedy messes up, or if he gets track limits, it's still on. Braden, finally, it looks to be finally in the DRS. If he can just get to DRS straight, that is. Reese Max in the pits off those mediums. They were going to struggle. Talking of struggling, you expect Kelston and Victor struggle, as that's probably why Braden's now in the DRS. So Wolf gets 3 seconds. That is massive for the battle for P10. But Leon is obviously on those harder compound tyres. He needs another penalty for Reese Max, really. For Reese Max, for CSR Wolf, who's now in the DRS of Mike P. Those mediums going to help CSR Wolf. Braden in the DRS of Invictus, as you expect. I mean, realistically, it could be the battle to see who can get that 3rd spot on the podium. What am I doing? What am I doing? For the leader, 10 seconds. Because maybe Braden can get it. Maybe Braden can get that podium. If you can get past Invictus and gain a bit on Daniel, but it's not going to happen. Speedy's gaining massively on Daniel now. He's gaining another second since we last looked. Speedy's going to look to try and get this on track, you'd think. But it's Hyper gets the 3 seconds. Not ideal, considering he's got 6 seconds of penalties now. He's going to be behind Brewdog, probably no matter what. Let's have a look again. See someone's right on the back of Mike P. As now Braden gets the move done on Invictus, who's had a stellar race, to be fair to him, but just the wrong strategy. Don't have any ERS left, either of them. Braden wants to stay ahead. I mean, obviously. Tell you what though, TXT's gaining on Speedy, who's gaining on Daniel. Could be a little battle at the end, obviously, despite the penalties, but maybe there could be some colliding. Getting even closer. It's going to be an interesting finish here. Reese Max on those softs. At the back. Maybe he's going to try and battle Ashton to 13th. Invictus in the DRS still struggled there on the exit. Expecting to go for this, perhaps. Still, this. I think Speedy's going to get DRS off his teammate. His lap teammate, he is. TXT's now within 2 seconds as well. fair, Kelston and Invictus on these hard compounds. These elderly hards. It's going to be a very, very shaky finish at the end, but they have gained quite a lot of positions from doing that. So it wasn't. I don't think it was the ideal strategy really, because they were. Well, I think for Invictus it wasn't the ideal strategy. For Kelston maybe it was. Zero, and he was at the back. There's caution, as I think it's the Alpine. It is. Whoa, he's going everywhere. Speedy no longer gaining on Daniel. TXT still gaining on Speedy. And quickly have a look at Speedy's. Speedy's got 1 track limits warning. He's only got 1 track limits warning, so you wouldn't expect him to get a penalty. But TXT's almost within DRS. Braden has lost the position, actually, to Invictus. This battle for P4 is heating up. You'd expect Braden to have the upper hand, but Invictus is very quick, as you know. As actually, I didn't see this either. Brewdog and Blitz just behind Kelston. Now, Blitz does have that penalty, but it shouldn't really matter. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed P8 for Blitz, unless major contact happens, as CSR Wolf and Mike P. Good battling here for the 2 very similarly coloured drivers. This will help Basic Beetle, however, as I don't really know who's on the inside and who's not. CSR Wolf goes down the outside. Mike P is going to concede the position. So he's got no penalties. He doesn't need to really battle this. But with the DRS just behind Wolf, I expect he will. He's got no choice but to battle this and try and take the position. Go further up. Braden still just behind Invictus. Whoa, whoa. Oh, contact. Hopefully no one dies here. Looks like everyone survived. Blitz is in P6. He's really fighting for pride here. Or if he thinks he can get a penalty removed, but it's between Brewdog and Kelston for 6th really is. As Mike P and CSR Wolf side by side. They both survive, I think. Mike P's a little bit off. He does have the DRS still. Still 1 lap to go as well. TXT's almost within the DRS of Speedy. A lot of smoke on the track. We'll go further up the grid to Braden and Invictus. Braden's got the DRS. Will he go for the move here? He surely has to. He's using all the DRS he can. Invictus got nothing left either, but he will have the DRS left. He can just keep in a straight line. He's cut the corner there. No penalty, however. Invictus. He expects Braden though. If Invictus gets the move done here, I mean, he can't. He's got no ERS. Need to have any at all. Nothing. Nothing left. Towards the front, it's looking like on track it's just going to be Daniel, Speedy, then TXT. It looks like it will be Speedy who takes the win. But for the battle for P4, Kelston gets the 3 seconds. Brewdog's going to take P6. It's also close here. Braden. They're both saving up the ERS here. It's going to be probably a photo finish as TXT is in the DRS of Speedy. Doesn't matter. Daniel with it. Oh, sorry. Daniel already had 10 seconds. Braden against Invictus. What can Invictus do here? Does he have the run? Does he have the run? Does he go side by side? No, he doesn't. Blitz Hyper. Brewdog and Kelston. It's just going to be Brewdog then Kelston then Blitz, really, isn't it? And it is. Brewdog, Kelston, Blitz Hyper. Now we have a look at this. Does Mike P have anything at the end? He's going to take P9 regardless. But will he get it on track? You doubt it, but he's going for it, and it looks to be the V-Carb takes P10. Williams 8-9. Basic Beetle on in P11. Then the Punisher is going to then drop below Ashton and Reese Max. Well. Daniel had that in the bag, but the 10 seconds, he's going to be kicking himself about that. Really is. But he does still get a podium position. Speedy takes pole, and takes the win. Once Daniel got to that 10 second, it looked like it was just going to be Speedy to make sure he's within Daniel's 10 seconds, and he was. TXT in second, Daniel in third. The Haas P2 and P4 as well. Huge for getting them up the order. Invictus from 17th up to 5th, but perhaps the wrong strategy. Brewdog in 6th in the Red Bull. Kel still on those hards as well. Doesn't play so. Brewdog actually made up a lot of positions after his contact earlier with someone. Blitz in 8th. Mike P in 9th. CSR Wolf in 10th. Basically Beal in 11th. Reese Max in 12th. Real Ashen Army in 13th. Punisher in 14th. Super Flanders 15th. Ice One DNF'd almost immediately. And, well, not almost immediately. Ice One DNF'd earlier in the race. And Scorter tried his hardest, but ended up DNFing 10 laps to go. However, that is Speedy with his first win of the season. Huge for his chase of Invictus. Huge for that top 3, really, because they're all chasing Invictus. As I'll try and get these drivers in for an interview. Unfortunately, I can't get Speedy in. However, I will try and get TXT and Daniel. Stay with us for the interview. Jesus, my voice is dying. Oh. Very interesting race. Wardy's going to be happy. Wardy's going to be very happy with that Haas performance. Just need to make sure there's actually audio on the interview. Hi mate, just make sure you got your party audio included. I don't want to talk to myself again.
Yeah, there are.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's start with the qualifying session. Were you happy that it was a wet race? Wet quali?
I feel like I bottled quality, to be honest. I went on softs. I did a couple of drivers on softs in qualifying, which I realised I thought I would give it a go. It didn't work out for me.
But still, you qualified high up, and then in the race kept it nice and clean. I mean, just talk us through your race.
I did miss out Speedy a bit, which was my bad. I went for a dive bomb. I saw a gap, and then it didn't work out in the end. But I'll take P2 at the end of the day. But I'll probably have to get some pens added, probably.
Pens added?
Yeah, probably, because I had an incident with Kelson in turn 1.
Oh, yeah, nah. Well, to be fair, turn 1 shenanigans is always going to happen, no matter really what the track, especially with mystery track. Yeah. But anyway, really, with that P2, it's obviously a very, very solid result, with Invictus down in P5 as well. Do you fancy yourself to push for that title?
Yeah, I haven't even got a league race win yet, so I just want a title.
You've been consistent podium though, man.
Yeah.
Consistently up there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
good for the
thank you
for
very
the
much for
combined
joining me.
constructors. So
100%. Yeah, the Haas going to be the big gainers of Tier 5, I've got to say.
yeah, and I got a good teammate now, so we can maybe
100%.
get
Yeah,
that
Braden,
top
good
three
points.
that month.
100%. Well, congratulations on your P2. Another solid race, another podium for you.
Yeah,
And just eking closer to first place.
yeah.
Anyway, in a bit, man.
In a bit. See ya.
All right, Daniel, just make sure you've got your audio included, right? Audio
Yep,
included
all
on the
good.
screen. All right. Well, obviously it's going to be mixed feelings for that race. I'll ask you, send the ask TXT. Were you happy with a wet quali?
Yeah, wet quality was not bad, yeah. I tend to do better in this league in the wet, so when I saw it was wet, I was quite happy about that.
But yeah, in the race, I mean, you had the pace, but just talk to me about your emotions when you got that 10 seconds.
Mate, I can't repeat what I said when I crossed that line too fast. Yeah, it's aye. The words "I'm stupid" came to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I just tried to open up a gap as much as I possibly could. I'm kind of praying that TXT gets a penalty where 5 seconds might move me up a place, but see, to be honest, if they never had their incident behind, I wouldn't have been first anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, very, very strong drive. Can I ask how much you were speeding in the pit lane?
Not much whatsoever. I need to go back and look at it, but yeah, it was like millimeters, which makes it even worse.
Yeah. It does. I mean, you can report it to Stuart if it was that close, and maybe it was not unfortunate, but
I'll have a
if it was
look.
a game glitch.
But
But
I still think 10
yeah,
seconds is too harsh. They need to reduce it again.
yeah, no, I agree. But still, it's a podium finish.
Yeah.
You did well to make sure you stayed that pace.
Yeah.
Any tracks coming up? Obviously, you're in that title battle with TXT. You'll drop just below him, and unless there's any penalties, but still that gap to first is shrunk a little bit. It's gonna be tight up there. Any tracks in the calendar coming up that you're looking forward to?
I'm very much looking forward to China. China last season, I would have won it if it wasn't for I can't remember who it was, Bottas, I think, who ended up getting moved up anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know. I remember that race.
Yeah, I
It
would have won
disrespectfully
China,
quick.
but yeah, I seem to do well at mystery tracks. 'Cause China was a mystery track last season. Well, that's gone now.
Yeah. Still, you've got it on the calendar here, and you'll be expecting a win there.
Just don't put that pressure on me.
But anyway, thank you very much for joining me.
No
Congrats on
bother.
the P3. It could have been more, but yeah, we have those races.
Yep.
You're still in contention.
Yep.
So all there is to it.
Thank you.
Congrats on the P3, man. Thanks for joining me. In a bit. I'm secretly annoyed that Daniel didn't want to repeat the words. Would have been good entertainment. But yeah, very unfortunate to get that 10 seconds. But that title race is now starting to heat up. Alpine with Speedy winning, keep their lead. Aston Martin fall back a little bit. Ferrari fall back a little bit. Haas, massive gainers. All going on in the constructors, really. But in the drivers, Invictus does rescue P5, which does mean that he still has a decent, I think 10, 15 point gap on the rest. But Speedy Bullet, who was 11 points behind Daniel and TXT, is now going to gain a little bit more and going to gain on Kelston behind and Leon. We're going to really be fighting for P5 at this moment in time. Blitz had a little bit of an incident. Could have been higher for him, but still him and Brewdog and Wolf are battling it out in that mid-pack as well. But yeah, very, very entertaining race. And a great way to end off the Broke Boys week. Broke Boys mystery round. I called it, all I'm saying. I called it. I called the races. Genius from me. But join us next week for Circuit of the Americas at Texas. A lot of penalties. Expect a lot of penalties. We will be getting going on a Tuesday, next Tuesday, only 4 days, with Tier 6 taking on Texas. And then on Wednesday, it's Tier 1 and Tier 2. Thursday, Tier 3 and Tier 4. And then next Friday, it's this slot. Rounding off the week yet again. See you then. Thank you for watching.